Stepfather abandons the boy in the ocean alone, and the mother doesn't lift a finger. But they couldn't imagine what the ocean would do with him. Jack grew up in a small coastal town in Oregon, where life was always tough. His father, Paul, was a fisherman, kind but strict. He taught his son to respect nature and the ocean, showed him how to set nets, and told stories about stars that guided sailors home. But the happy life ended when Jack turned 10. His father died in a storm while trying to save the boat. It was a devastating loss for the family. Jack's mother, Emily, struggled to recover for a long time, but to survive, she remarried. That's how Sam entered their lives, a rough, harsh man who showed no warmth to his wife or her son from the start. Sam saw Jack as a burden. He couldn't stand kids' laughter or play, always picking on the boy. To him, the child was just another mouth to feed. Jack tried to please his stepfather. He did all the housework, helped in the garden, caught fish, but nothing melted Sam's icy heart. Emily, blinded by fear of poverty, turned a blind eye to her husband's behavior. She withdrew more and more, avoiding talks with her son and focusing only on chores. Jack felt he was losing her love, and it hurt worse than the stepfather's rudeness. One day, coming home early, Jack overheard Sam telling Emily, "This kid's just in the way. You feed him like a prince and he gives nothing back." "He's my son, Sam," Emily replied, softly but without strength. "Your choice, but I'm not here to babysit some stranger's brat." Sam snapped coldly and slammed the door. Jack felt something break inside. His mother, once his protector, couldn't defend him anymore. From then on, the boy's life was a fight. Sam made him do back-breaking work, fed him scraps, and scolded him for eating their earnings. Emily stayed silent to avoid fights, interfering less and less. Jack's only refuge was memories of his father. Every night, he recalled his lessons, stories, and kind voice, which gave him strength. But one day, something terrible happened. It was a dark night when everything seemed calm, but the air was tense, sending chills down the spine. Wind howled outside like a wild beast, battering the windows. In the modest house by the ocean, 15-year-old Jack, full of dreams, lay in bed trying to sleep amid creaking floors and roaring wind. But that night changed everything. Voices from the next room snapped him out of his thoughts. It was the stepfather and mother. At first, words were muffled, but Sam's voice dripped with cruelty that froze the blood. Jack's heart pounded like a drum. He got up quietly, crept to the door, and listened. "This kid's just a nuisance," Sam growled like poison. "We can't keep him anymore. Tomorrow I'll take him out to the ocean and leave him there. No more issues." Jack's heart stopped, eyes wide, legs weak. "No, he can't mean me," he thought. But then he heard his mother, "Do what you want." No doubt in her tone, like tossing out old junk. How could his mom allow this? Tears welled, but he held them, clutching his chest. "No one will ask about him," Sam said confidently. "Nobody cares about this kid, like he never existed." Jack bit his hand to stifle a scream. He wanted to burst out, demand why, but knew it'd make things worse if caught. Closing his eyes, he drew strength from his father's memory. "The ocean is merciless, Jack, but respect it and it'll give you the power to survive. Don't fear it, use it to your advantage." Those words ignited a fire in him. He wouldn't give up.
If they wanted to abandon him in the ocean, he'd prove he wasn't a victim. That night became the start of a new chapter. Dawn broke under a gray sky thick with salt. The house looked gloomier, as if the walls knew what was coming. Jack woke with a heavy heart, but determination in his eyes. He'd heard every word the night before and chose not to show fear. Soft crying came from the kitchen. It was his mother. Emily sat at the table, pressing a handkerchief to her face, shoulders shaking. "Mom, what's wrong?" Jack asked, entering. She straightened, wiped her tears, forcing a smile. Everything's fine, just tired. Jack sat across, full of suspicion. He knew the truth, but couldn't grasp why she agreed. You sure? Tell me what's bothering you, he asked softly. She turned away, stood by the stove. All good. Then, heavy steps, Sam's. He approached with a fake smile. Jack, my boy, let's spend the day together. Boat ride? Ocean's calm today. Their eyes met, and Jack felt the chill of the lie. He wanted to yell, but nodded. Sure, sounds great, hiding the storm inside. Jack smiled, but pain burned in his heart. He went to his room to pack, hands shaking. This day might be his last in the home he called his own. Packed, he stepped into the hall where his mother waited by the door, fidgeting with her old robe hem, eyes averted. Ready? She asked, strained. Jack nodded, stepped close, and hugged her. She froze, then hugged back awkwardly. Mom, you're not crying? He whispered, feeling her tremble. She pulled away, wiping her face. No, silly. Just take care. Sam's got a surprise. It'll be fun. She turned, hiding tears glistening on her cheeks. Jack saw it all. This was her silent goodbye. Okay, Mom, I'm off, he said steadily. She nodded without looking up. At the door, he paused, glanced back, memorizing her weary face, tears, eyes mixed with love, fear, and guilt. I love you, Mom. Love you too, son, she whispered. Jack sighed, looked once more, and opened the door. Stepping out, he knew he'd likely never return. The path to the dock felt endless. Familiar houses and trees blurred by, but Jack focused on each step. Sam walked beside, filling the tense silence. Look at this weather, Jack. Ocean's so still. Perfect day. Fresh air, waves, nothing better. He stopped, pointing to the horizon. Ocean's like life. Seems endless and calm, but slip up and it swallows you. Gotta be strong, rely on yourself. People can be burdens if they're not useful. Why keep them around? Sam glanced for reaction. Jack stayed stone-faced, boiling inside. Sam went on. Life's a fight. Everyone for themselves. Even family drags you down sometimes. Gotta make tough calls for your own good. World's no fairy tale. You'll get it when you're older. Listen and learn. You're smart, right? He patted Jack's shoulder. Jack clenched his teeth, forced a weak smile. Sure, Uncle Sam. Each word stung like fire. It was justification for his plans. At the boat, Sam started the engine. The dock faded, and soon they were far out. Motor hum and wave rock filled the quiet. Jack stared at the dark water, goosebumps rising with every yard from shore. At the farthest spot, Sam cut the engine. Eerie silence, broken only by wave whispers. He turned, mask off. You know why we're here, right? In an icy tone crushing any hope. Jack met his gaze boldly. Yeah, I know what you plan, but it won't work. Sam froze, stunned by the boy's certainty. Before he could react, Jack lunged and jumped into the water with a loud splash. Jack! Sam yelled, jumping up. But the boy was swimming away. Water was freezing, each stroke a reminder of the ocean's power. But his father taught respect, and now it was his weapon. Sam watched in shock. How did this kid muster such guts? Jack glanced back, eyes defiant. You won't break me. The ocean, moments ago a trap, became an ally. Cold seeped into his bones, water like an icy shroud, but Jack swam with unyielding will. He conserved energy, using hidden flotation aids under his clothes, slipped in that morning while Sam rambled. They were his lifeline. Sam snapped to, fired the engine, boat spun, foam trailing. Stupid kid made it easy. Fewer headaches. I'll say he jumped in for a swim. Who'd doubt me? His mom sure won't. He grinned coldly. Thanks for simplifying, kid. Now I'm clear. Engine roared. Water sprayed. He didn't look back. Jack heard the fading roar, a mix of relief and rage washing over him.
Immediate danger gone, but not over. Cold gripped him, ocean vast, but he wouldn't let fear win. Father's words echoed, ocean's harsh son, but fair. Respect it, and it won't abandon you. They anchored him. Strength faded, muscles ached, breath ragged. Waves pushed him under, lips quivered, fingers numb. "No, I won't quit," he muttered. Salt burned his eyes. Then, far off in the dark, a faint shape. He blinked, focusing. A ship. Heart leaped. A ship. Hope flickered. He waved, shouted, "Hey, help!" Voice faint over waves, but he kept going. Someone on deck spotted it. The ship veered closer. Weathered fishermen stared. "That's Paul's boy," one gasped. "Quick, haul him out." They tossed a rope. "Jack, hold on." Jack grabbed with trembling hands. "Grip tight," they urged, pulling hard. "Don't let go." With a splash and cheers, they dragged him aboard. The elder wrapped him in a blanket, alive. "What happened, kid? Why alone out there?" asked the tall one with scars. Shivering, Jack spilled it all. The night eavesdropping, stepdad's scheme, mom's betrayal. The men, who knew and respected his father, balled fists. That scum. How dare he? Paul's blood, good man's son. "I don't want to go back," Jack said firmly. "Ocean's my home, like Dad said." They exchanged looks. "All right, this ship's your home now." They dried him, gave hot tea and stew. On deck, he felt safe for the first time in months. The ocean became sanctuary. A year passed. Ship life was a fresh start. Jack learned stars for navigation, winds and currents, netting and hauling. The rough-seeming fishermen treated him warmly, seeing his dad's spirit, brave and honest. He worked like an adult, no complaints, became our boy. Under mentor Ron, the veteran, Jack grew inside out, learning forgiveness. One evening at the stern, sunset glowing, Jack recalled Dad's words. "If you need shelter, go to the Cove Cave in Astoria Bay. Tell no one, not even Mom." "Why?" Next day he shared with Ron. The fisherman stroked his gray beard. "Know the spot, but bats live there. Cursed, they say." "Sure?" "Yes, Dad's place matters to me." "Okay, we go at dawn." They loaded a rowboat with food and water, rowed out. Water lapped oars, gulls cried overhead. At the cove, beauty stunned. Towering cliffs guarding turquoise water. In the far corner, a dark cave mouth. "Careful, places like this surprise," Ron warned. Jack nodded, hopped out, entered. Damp, cool air, faint rustle like wings. Eyes adjusted to gloom. Deep in, a pool shimmered. Clear water revealed a dark shape on the bottom, like a box. Heart raced. Maybe Dad's gift. Stripped to shirt and pants, he dove.
Cold stabbed, but close up, wooden chest, algae covered, wedged in rocks. He yanked it free, surfaced, climbed out shivering, set it on stone. Carved surface like ancient patterns. Trembling, he opened. Pearl strands, gold coins, antique jewels, like hidden decades ago. Tears came. Dad's gift, proof of love and faith. Each item a story for him. He felt tied to Dad and ocean, woven into his life. Ron watched from the entrance. Jack looked up. Ron approached. "Your legacy, kid. Decide what to do." "I know," Jack said, breathing cave's salty air. Back on the boat, chest on his lap like fragile treasure. Ron stayed quiet, giving space. Jack took the relics to an elderly appraiser, sharp-eyed and honest. He examined each coin, pearl under magnifier, not just treasure, history. Coins from old wrecks in these waters. Pearls rare from lost seas. Jewels worth fortunes each. Jack listened, pride swelling. Dad left not wealth, but a new life chance. "What'll you do?" the man asked. "Start my own ocean business. It's my world," Jack replied surely. Years later, he owned a fishing fleet, modern boats, a processing plant, jobs for dozens in town. It revived the community. Dad's old friends, his rescuers, stayed close, like family. They beamed with pride. "Your dad be proud," Ron said, watching Jack oversee the catch. "Thanks to him and you." Jack stayed humble, living seaside, greeting dawn with waves' roar and breeze. The house symbolized rebirth. But the past lingered, a shadow, his mother. He tracked her to a distant coastal village. Knocking, heart pounding. Door opened to a weary older woman. Seeing him, she froze. "Jack!" Voice quaked, hands shook, face drained. "You! Really you?" She stepped forward, fearing he'd vanish. Jack stood, clothes dripping, face gaunt, eyes steely. Silent, testing. "I thought you were gone," her voice cracked, hand over mouth, stifling sobs. She lunged to hug, clinging tight, tears streaming. "Forgive me," she sobbed, forcing out years of guilt. Jack stood still, gaze cool. "You thought I drowned," he said softly, thunderous. She stiffened, released. "Jack, I wanted to abandon me like trash," he cut in, eyes locked. Words sliced her. She hid her face, weeping. "Why? I'm your son." "I was a coward, scared of him, thought he'd spare me, curse myself daily." Jack listened, eyes sad. "Can't forgive, but I'll let go. Live your way. You're out of my life." She wept, words feeble excuses. He turned to leave, but asked, "And Sam?" Her face twisted in pain relief. "He's gone." "What?" She looked away. "Months ago. Storm. Boat flipped near shore. Body never found." "Ocean took him, like he wanted for me," Jack murmured. She sobbed. "Didn't want that, but we pay for everything." He bitter smiled. "The ocean is fairer than you two. Took who deserved it most also." She cried out. Jack headed out. "Live with your guilt, Mom, alone. That's your real punishment." He left her sobbing in silence. Her only companion now was guilt. Jack returned to the ocean, his haven. It reminded him he'd conquered all, honoring Dad and saviors. He rose early for dawn and breeze. Success inspired townsfolk, seeing him as a strong leader. On his balcony, waves rolling, kids' laughter drifted from the beach. It echoed his carefree boyhood days. "Changes so fast," he muttered. Past scarred, but he viewed life anew. His tale, survival, and rewriting fate. Thanks for listening to the end. Share your thoughts. Subscribe to Unbelievable But True and share with friends. It keeps us going with fresh stories. Don't miss the next one. Grateful for you. Description has the full story catalog. See you.